Next, it's about executing all the ideas that are in my mind.
Okay, hold on. Even before we get to next year, Switch TV.
So
how did that come across?
Switch TV is a very interesting conversation because I started working. Actually, I met Tamima Kitambo.
She was in KTN. She was at Ibru.
So Tamima was the head of TV at Switch, and I've been working on my own production outfit called 254 TV. So we're actually in production of TV shows and web content currently. So I had gone to pitch pilots to her at KTN. Budget didn't fly. I went to pitch at Ibru, and then now it also didn't fly. We didn't align on what they're trying to do and what we're trying to do, and that's fine. So now later, when she got the posting at Switch, she called me and she's like, "Hey, I have a TV show I want you to host. Are you interested?" So we had that conversation, negotiated, did the pilots, screen testing, all that, compatibility, and we commenced.
Nice. Is it still on?
No, we ceased production at the end of March this year.
Is it because of Corona?
Obviously. Budget cuts. Our show is a high budget show, obviously, because of the personalities. Myself,
Shafi,
DJ Kalonji. So those are the top line budgets are the ones to be asked. And in media like that, it's not just Switch. It's many TV stations that are facing budget cuts because of advertising.
Corporates have also cut.
Exactly. In fact,
corporates are firing their employees. Marketing, the first thing that goes is marketing.
Marketing, then HR. Marketing is stopped, HR is slashed. In that order. So we anticipate perhaps to see budgets maybe next year. Proper budgets.
How has Rona affected you?
It's affected me positively because it's forced us to reinvent. It's forced us to innovate.
Bro, you've not been on the ground at all.
Yeah.
In fact, you couldn't even leave Nairobi County.
Yeah, so it's what we've been doing is refining these ideas, these initiatives. Some of these initiatives and TV content and all that we're working on, we've been now putting them together, making sure the ideation is intact, partnerships are in place, signing MOUs, things like that. So it's it's been a planning time for us. I believe that any opportunity that comes or any challenge is an opportunity to turn that around.
Yeah, that's
so I didn't take the run-up negatively as an entrepreneur. I felt like it's a time to look back and say, okay, what are we developing? How does this new paradigm impact what we are thinking about? Now, how can we realign our priorities? What do we do first? What do we do second? How can we use this time to run around and tie in all the loose ends, finish administrative work, so that now when things are back to normal, now we are hitting production. That's how I'm thinking as a business owner. So
let me we had this conversation offline, and if you don't want to have it online, I fully understand. But part of what because dude, your tap was shut. Yeah. You are no longer doing events on the ground. Correct. You get what I mean?
Correct.
So how have you been eating?
It's very interesting that, for me, I have investments. I invested early. And some of these investments are passive investments that don't need me to wake up and get out of my house. So they keep the lights on.
Like a real estate, for example.
Yes. Got into real estate. I got into real estate Kitambo. So it pays the bills, pays my team.
That's crazy.
Takes care of operational expenses.
So that
even gives me float to invest back into this ideation that I'm talking about.
That delayed gratification that you had and decided to invest in real estate instead of Aka Bima 7 Series back in the day. It's what has kept you sane in this time.
Inasaidia sana. And for the youngins, like I see, let me tell you how I look at an entertainment right now as an OG. I look at Gengetone and the exposure they have. Millions of views per video is phenomenal. In our day, we didn't even have such a platform.
Nada.
I'm even glad that you, as an early guy like us, or who came after us, adopted early. Us were not perhaps as quick.
I was saying the first Kenyan video music to do 1 million was Elaine.
Masika?
Elaine, my friend. Waire. Waire. Mazika was after. Waire featuring Elaine. Macmende, which went viral globally.
Yeah, it was even on CNN. Yes.
Only did, as of today, 10 years later, was at 800,000 views. So these Gengetone guys have no idea and understanding, even a platform like YouTube which can give you revenue.
Gengetone is Genge then. Genge happened in a phase where in my day, Kapuka was the thing, Ogopa DJs were killing it. Then Clemo of Caliph Records came with a beat that was slow. Slow hip hop. In fact, I remember guys saying, hey, these guys are rapping slow sana. Mbona wasiendanishane na beats. So guys were engaging that style of genge linear, genge. But it had its audience, which was Eastlands. And Eastlands is the masses, manze, in this city. In fact, Maudinarendo was saying, when you talk to the masses, your consumer opportunities wide. Think of all the big brands, from leading telco to the leading banks in this country. They're talking to the mwananchi. So that's what Genge was. And so Gengetone it's a younger version of that, in my opinion. And Gengetone it's us 18 to 25 sai. I'm 18 to 24. Tuko high school, tunamaliza high school, tuko college, tuko mtaani, you know, so that's really cool. Because they have their own style, they have their own identity, and they're so popular. So now it's up to them to like convert that into currency, convert that into brands, which we were able to do. Me, I was able to do it now as an MC. I wasn't able to do it in music. But today I feel like with 1 million views, there is nothing you can't do. There's no brand. I want to see brand placements in videos. I want to see brand ambassadors. Why don't we have any brand ambassadors amongst Gengetone artists? Why are brand ambassadors these socialites trending? I don't understand. Even some of these marketing experts, I don't know how they make their decisions. I'd like to see sailors working with a brand. I'd like to see Ochungulo family working with a brand, or whoever. Like long term, as influencers and as brand ambassadors and part of their TVCs. And because in my day, I shot Wananchi Online, I shot Club 10, I shot MTV Mamas in India. Like I milked this thing.
DNG.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you guys, this conversation has been strong.
It's happening.
If there's one thing that I have felt 100% from this conversation is your authentic love, passion, and drive for the youth. You know, one of the questions that I was going to ask you in the beginning is, what's your vision for the youth? But I don't need to ask you. I mean, no, what's your vision? But I don't need to ask you. When I hear your journey, you know, you don't need to ask somebody what do they love doing. If you spend time with them and you see what they love doing, you're like, this is what they're about. There's a difference between words and experience, and qua ground between different. You get? So from your story, hands down, you're passionate about the youth and wanting to make this place better for them. You get? So what have I been about Gengetone, but then I sort of want you to take this as your parting shot. You get? Ama, is there anything that okay, actually let me ask you, why did you refuse to do the next year campaign? Were you called? Ama, they didn't call you?
Yeah, they asked me even to help them with some digital towards the end. I'd already begun doing some other work around civic education, getting young guys to register to vote. Obviously I got an offer to do the campaign. I felt like, first and foremost, even apart from the money, I did not see a reason for me to say vote for these guys. And I'm telling you straight up, I never saw a reason. And therefore,
and they're offering you good money.
Yeah, the money is always good in politics. In fact, towards the end, there was a little bit of desperation. They couldn't find authentic youth icons that could steer the vote their way.
So they were throwing some good loot.
Yeah, there was good loot.
But you said no to the money.
I said no to the money.
Because of the youth?
On principle.
Because you weren't going to convince the youth to go this direction?
Several things. First, I campaigned for Uhuruto in 2013, thereabout, on the premise of Kenya, I believe, because I believe was the slogan of the party, I believe that Kenya can be a better country with young people in power. Because young people can open up opportunities for other young people. That was the premise. It was that simple. Our agenda was that simple. It was not about tribe. It has never been about that. It was about giving young people a chance, man. Because I do not understand why we are regurgitating the same people in offices. We are regurgitating the same people in political appointments. I fell out with the leadership of the day immediately after they got into power, when they began appointing the old guard who had been rejected at the ballot box. I remember the likes of the Ongeris, some Ongeri, old guys who are being brought back. There's even a time our president was on record saying that he doesn't have faith in youth, that vijana wanaiba. So, and I've been on record asking the president on television to name the names of the young people who have stolen this money. Which youth are you talking about? Which youth are in these powerful positions? Do you know any? All I know is Waze.
That's a good
I don't know any young person
the young guys
who's been appointed as a PS who has stolen money. I don't know any young person who's been appointed as a CS who has stolen money. The people who are stealing money are not youth. I don't know anyone who is a young governor stealing money. Youth. I'm talking about youth. I don't know what.
And wearing and dyeing your hair and putting earrings doesn't qualify you as a youth.
Yes. It's
not. Please.
It's not. Let's understand. So, I feel like it's an insult to say that young people are robbing this country, yet young people are not being given opportunities to lead. Young people are educated. Young people have experience. You apply for a job today in government, you see how difficult it is to get in. Or even any organization. Without connections, without knowing somebody, it's almost impossible. Do you know young people are even struggling to get industrial attachments, and therefore they cannot graduate because they don't have any organization they can work for, even for free, to get a 3 months industrial attachment so that they can check off that box for the Dean of Studies. I cannot put my name to them. I cannot say vote for them. I cannot. It doesn't matter how much you offer me. I'm not about that. I'm not saying I'm averse to working with government. I'm averse to working with politicians who are just out there to lie to youth, to vote for them, and then dump them after the campaign. Because that is what happened. Young people were the rallying call of the TNA party. Young people were the rallying call of the Uhuruto campaign. Today, what have they done for youth? It's questionable, right? It is questionable. And I question it in every opportunity I get. Because I was on that roadshow track for about 3 months, pushing that narrative across the country to my fellow youth.
Because you believed it.
Because I believed it. And it's also what I wanted. I wanted a country where young people have a chance, Esther. Because we are coming from the Moi regime into the Kibaki regime, into now a new dispensation where young people can find a place. Young people have education, experience, skill and expertise. Young people have companies. Young people have the opportunity to deliver service and goods. Are they given that opportunity? What is the value of an AGPO certificate? Is it a game changer for anybody? It is good on paper. It is good on paper. It was a great bill. Thanks. That's where it ends. Let's talk about funding for youth. I guess being given these chums.
Nada.
I guess repaying these chums. No. Why? Do they have the prerequisite skills to repay? You give a guy a loan to start a company. Are you giving him tenders or opportunities to supply goods so that he can make money, profit, and in turn repay the loan? So we're giving youth chums and then blacklisting them on CRB. Fantastic for the Republic of Kenya greatness. That's what we have done for young people. So that's what is happening. You go to some counties, they tell you even the last time they saw checks being disbursed for these funds is 2017. A CEC was on record telling me that this year, during COVID. So that's what our country is about. Our country is about being in the circle. If you're not in the circle, you do not eat. And that is the game changer, Esther. We need an equalizer that will allow anybody, Tom, Dick, Harry, and Juliet, and Agnes,
Karanja and Omondi,
and Chebeta, and Musa to come, and anybody can get a chance. You see, in our industry in entertainment, let me give you an example. Please let me hit it home. I want to give you an example of free trade market. because that's what I call it. It's where anyone can shine. That's what music is today. It doesn't matter whether you sing in broken English, in Kikalenjin, Mugithi, Ohangla. Kama muimbo ni tamu ni tamu. Kama tuna dance hivi ama tuna dance hivi. Yo. Kama ni poa ni poa. Kama ni Maluedhe ama ni Jerusalem ni tamu ni tamu. We don't even care what some songs say. The beat tu inanibamba. That is how we should open up this government institutions and these corporate entities for our youth. Where anybody, you don't need to be DNG to get a job. You don't need to have a huge following on social media to get a job. Yes, your skill can give you an opportunity, a chance, fair chance is what we need. And allow me to just eat into the current political climate, because it is important for our generation to understand what is happening. I'm not supporting any candidate. None. Okay? Allow me to just put that categorically. Now, what is happening is an interesting narrative of the hustler. For me, in fact, that is what I do with the Hustle Yako initiative. It is that anybody, regardless of your background and upbringing and financial capacity, you can succeed in whatever you choose. If you choose to paint, if you choose to dribble a ball, if you choose to sew, if you choose to sing, if you choose to do somersaults, if you choose to build, if you choose to do metalwork, whatever it is that you like, you can succeed. Now, a lot of people, that narrative, obviously, for political reasons, is a sweet and palatable narrative. Because a lot of people right now are unemployed and poor in this country. Poverty and unemployment is real. Okay? So it's working. But my question is, beyond the campaign, what is the plan for youth? I'm not against even people being given wheelbarrows and this narrative that has been on TV. It is great. If somebody has decided to take from their money, 1 shilling, 1,000, 100,000, and give people, that is great. But beyond that, how do we sustain it? My question now is technical. My question is to the powers that be. And I've met the Deputy President's team. I've talked to them. I've tabled my concept of Hustle Yako to them. Beyond what they are doing, giving guys wheelbarrow, nini, it's dope. Thanks. It has the tool of trade will help somebody. I was listening to a very interesting interview on I think JKL, and one of the person there was asking about so I was saying about JKL.
Yeah.
Can I continue?
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, so I was listening to this interview, and this person was saying that they do not understand how being given a wheelbarrow will assist somebody to make money. Do you understand that there are people who do not even have that wheelbarrow, that mkokoteni, that tool of trade, that jembe kulima hana? That is majority of Kenya. Majority of Kenya, you see these guys are sitting from a point of, I live in Kileleshwa and Karen and Lavington. So what is the worth of a wheelbarrow? Imagine somebody wants to be a presidential candidate. Shut your mouth for at least a little bit and understand Kenya. Kenya is not Nairobi. Nairobi is a fragment of this country. Majority of Kenyans are poor. Even within Nairobi, majority are in the slums. How many people live in Kileleshwa versus Kibera? What are the numbers? So these are people who hana hata yo jembe. So say umempatia jembe, umempatia a step in the right direction. So it is better than somebody saying we are going to change the constitution. Ndio tupate vavyeo. That's nonsense of the highest order. I do not accept that. Now, my challenge to somebody who at least is willing to give to young people, how can he sustain it better? How much more would what, say, the Deputy President is doing for youth be if there was also skills training that goes hand in hand
with the tool?
With the tool. So you give the youth the wheelbarrow, then you teach them how to manage a business, basics, accounting, capital, client service, branding, marketing, going out there to sell, because sometimes people come up with great stuff but don't know how to sell it or put it out into the market. How much better would it be? Beyond that, linkage, mentorship opportunities. How can you put them together with guys who have succeeded from the same background and talk? Those are the mtatuas we're talking about. So as I was saying earlier, our solutions are sustainable, practical, relatable, and effective towards eliminating unemployment and poverty in the long term. Just giving somebody fish for today doesn't help them to eat tomorrow. So we have to train people how to fish, and beyond that, there is also the support system that is needed, because if somebody did not give me my first job, I would not have employed all the people I've employed today. If somebody did not believe in me to give me my first LPO to do this, and then another one, and then I plow back, I buy this car, I employ a driver, I employ an MC, I wouldn't have been where I am. So how much more can we achieve if the money trickles down to the people who really need it? So those are the systems that we need to see. The manifesto of the next election cannot be tribe. And those are the things that I'm not interested in. It doesn't matter how much money you're putting on the table for me. It can't be, let's just go and put a colored t-shirt and be on a lorry.
Okay, let me...
You understand? Like Esther, we must push our leadership to come up with practical solutions for our people. Okay, because we're on ground and we understand the pain of having a great idea, but not having that idea being picked up and being funded and being supported. Or having the skill to do something, you know you're good at it, but you can't get employment or you can't get a chance to earn a living. It pains, man. It hurts. Yet these guys take it for granted. These guys do not want to change the status quo, because a poor people is a people that is easily manipulated.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have people demonstrating and throwing stones and burning tires and killing each other in the streets who have left their jobs. It is somebody who had nothing to lose. That is why mobilization costs you 50 shillings to get somebody to throw a stone at another human being. 50 shillings at least.
Okay, let me... Bro, you know, we vibed here for so long. Hey, we've had... What's the time now? It's going to
we'll do documentary
4.
Next year.
I love it.
I'm in another 30 years.
But parting shot, the last thing. Look into the camera. First of all, thank you so much, DNG. I mean, we've had such an amazing conversation. I feel like it's been so rich. I feel like somebody can look at you and now has a better understanding of who you are, despite all the articles that are written when Edgar Barre, I think, borrowed you as well. Even though I'm seeing kwa behind the scenes kuna venye. Anyway, but my question is this. My parting shot is this. No, I'm joking. I'm dissing you guys.
Woo! Hide my identity.
No. I'm just. There's been a lot of the bad boy narrative about you, but me, what I've had here is the passionate, the other side of the story, and that's why I want to keep it.
So there's also, as we wrap up, there's a time for everything. They say when you are young and foolish, you'll do young and foolish things, and then you realize that you are young and foolish, and therefore you have to grow up and do mature and responsible things. So I feel like for me, my journey is a full circle, maybe once, twice, thrice, into my coming of age.
Nice. Okay. This is the parting shot. I'm not even going to talk again after this. After this, we get the logo. Look into the camera and speak to a young guy. So now you're not even speaking about what we should do for the youth. You get? Or what the system should do for the young guys. Now you're just looking at the camera and you're speaking directly to that young guy.
First and foremost, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching this. And thank you so much for plugging into positive conversations. I think that's your first step in the right direction. As a young person in this generation today, first I want to just encourage you not to be swayed by the negative, not be swayed by hate, not to be swayed by drama, not to be swayed by the external forces that are not pushing you in the right direction. Be focused. Know exactly who you are, what you want to do, where you want to go, and ask yourself, with what I'm doing, is this taking me towards the right direction? Is it helping me achieve my dream, my goal, and who I want to be? Or is it derailment of some sort? Is it something that is going to derail and scatter all my plans? So that's number one. Number two, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself with all your heart all your soul, all your spirit, all your mind. It doesn't matter whether somebody will fund your idea, empower you, employ you, help you, hold your hand. First, realize that you are alone, you're independent, you're an individual. Nobody owes you anything. We're all out here grinding, hustling. If someone helps you along the way, cheers. But do not go out there with the dependency mindset of, I need somebody to help me with X, Y, Z. Go out there with all your heart, believe in yourself, stand on your own 2 feet. Know that you are worthy. Know that you have what it takes to succeed, to thrive, and to grow and be successful today. It's possible. I'm a testimony. This is my testimony. If I can do it, as I sang in my first song in 2003, kama niliweza, wewe unaweza. Let's go!
Is a wrap.